This is Paris, aka Par73, bringing you Game 2 of this blast from the past epic match between Sucks at Myth 2 and the Mac Gamers Guild. This match took place in the Myth World Cup of 1999 in the top bracket 4th round. 8 teams in the top bracket at this moment. The loser of this match will be going to the bottom bracket. Here we are on the Mesh Cracks on the Cloudspine. The game type is Capture the Flag. And with the scoring system of Myth World Cup, each team nets a point per percentage, per 10% remaining rather. They can also gain points from contesting their opponent's flags, and capturing your opponent's flag will net 15 points. Going through the teams here in the south, we have Sucks at Myth 2. Looks at like the teams have switched sides. They're led by Black Death. This game he is in the red. Supporting him is Spider Wart, Angel, Bathtub Jin, and Lord Raven. Meanwhile, the Mac Gamers Guild led by Homer. Next up is Darby Crash, Fresh, Ryrock, Egg, Sirius, and Elvain. Last game, MGG took the lead by 2 points. Both teams ending with the same amount of percentage. However, MGG had tagged Sammy's flag, netting them 2 points based on the unit trading ratios of the attacking and defending forces. And that gives them the 2-point lead right there. As this game is gonna kick off, we see Sammy spreading out a lot more than last game, also not rushing the mid, unlike last game where they sent a large majority of their forces. Meanwhile, for MGG, once again, Homer is gonna get some pus and load up on satchels, and Elvain will be looking to take his units on a flank around the map. We're going to turn that automatic camera on, get a good look at everything. Ryrock is setting up satchels defensively. I imagine Sirius is doing that as well for the Mac Guild Gamers defensive forces. Right now the teams will be scouting each other out. MGG has taken the mid ground. And there's Roman goals all over the place. Let's see who's mid for MGG. We have Bathtub Jin with his Stygian Night Pack. But he's quick to notice MGG would overwhelm him mid, and he's gonna give them that position up to the MGG forces. Darby Crash and Fresh are in charge of this 37% force of MGG. A third of their units currently committing to the mid. Looks like another large percentage in the east looking to flank around the map. And there's quite a bit on defense as well. Sucks at Myth 2. Pretty upset they lost by 2 points to a team that essentially camped them out and played for an endgame tag. You can see they're taking a much more defensive approach this game. All of their team's units are up on the battlements or defending the flag area, besides their scouting units. Scouting units controlled by Spider Wart, it looks like. Now this game is 5-on-7. The 2-player advantage going to MGG. right now. Sucks at Myth 2 just adjusting their defense. The mid MGG force is gonna go home. We can expect a long, slow played out game of crack CTF here. There's still 12 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. A lot of time on the clock for these teams. And it looks like Elvain is finally gonna start heading out on his mission. Encountering Spiderward's goals, they might be AFK. Meanwhile, Ryrock might want to bring his attention to this other goal controlled by Spiderward. And he does, but that dwarf shot will be a little too short and not able to connect with that goal. Or Spider's gonna lose his goal over here to Elvain. Now both teams have dropped below 100% apiece, netting them 9 points apiece. We'll see if either team goes for a contest or a capture here. Both teams have a lot of time to think and chat about the previous game. Well, I would hope that they would start focusing on and playing this one, as Elvain's going to continue to push around the eastern part of the map. He is accompanied by Homer's goal pack. We got 5 dwarves on defense for Sammy. 3 on the eastern battlements, 2 on the west. Which is unfortunate for MGG, as that is the direction of their approaching offensive flank. Running into 1 or 2 dwarves up on these battlements along with archers, that might not be so appreciated. And Angel's upset because Bathtub's never listening. But the reality is, he is a free-for-all player. Ryrock coming away with some kills on some MGG goals over here. Believe they were controlled by right now. I think those are Spiderward's goals, rather. I was confused. Ryrock continuing to cheer away. Might be the only kills of the game at the pace this is going. With Elvain's archers up in the high ground here, looks like they're trying to pick a fight with Angel and Lord Raven. Lord Angel and Raven not looking to commit. So maybe they're just looking for some extra range. And you will notice for MGG, Darby Crash moving his Stygian pack back mid. Homer's left Elvain's side to move with that Stygian Knight pack. And now that Toxic Myth 2 has doubled the amount of archer presence they have in the area, Elvane is going to back off of this harassment. And it looks like Bathtub Jin will be adjusting his Stygian Knights just in case Elvane does try to push that flank. And Homer's saying, we want to play for percent, so it doesn't look like they'll actually be pushing this Sammy defense. Although I don't know if they actually win in percent left or they would just end up scoring the same amount of points. He might have the scoring system a bit misunderstood. It looks like one of the players has dropped for MGG. I apologize for missing that. It was only one of their players on defense, however. Although, I think that was also Egg on defense. I'm not so sure. I believe it was Rydrock who left the game for MGG. He was on defense. Egg is going to pick up those units. And it looks like Egg is already in the action over here, as Spider Ward is looking to pressure the keep once again with his goals. Although he might just be throwing them away. Able to dodge that bottle, he is now in the backfield of MGG. That circle is pretty tight though, circle formation. Number 0 utilized by Egg. We'll have to see if Spider Ward's goal is able to poke out a tag here. So it looks like Homer and Darby Crash will be going to the defense. Homer's worried about it, don't let it contest. And Spider Ward's going in for the contest here. Looking to get just the corner maybe. He's dodging but right into the enemy journeyman, and he's going to miss the flag tag. And it looks like Homer and Darby Crash have actually gone back to the offense here. And Homer is thinking he might have a clean way into their opponent's flag. And Spider's pretty upset that Angel was criticizing him. Don't do that to me, you couldn't have done anything either. I could have done better. We have some team infighting going on, folks. And with 3 minutes remaining, the only team who's really in a position to make a push here is MGG. They have yet to lose a single unit to the Sammy forces. The only unit they've lost was the white they healed at the beginning of the game. MGG, out of the teams who are participating in the tournament, very few have been using pus so far, as we've seen. And who knows, maybe the 2 pus did make that 2-point differential in the first game. somewhere along the line. But on cracked CTF, we're not seeing much of it used. Actually, I remember how the pus was used. It almost set off a pretty well placed satchel bomb that was not being avoided, but was simply blocked due to an incoming bottle canceling out the exploding pus. Could have netted some serious points for MGG if it had gone off. Whoever's rating this film, give it 0 goals. Oh man, well, you guys the players present are playing smart. They're just playing the game type as well as the scoring system. I mean, if you lose percentage, you're losing points, and that means you really don't want to engage. You want your opponents to engage, and not easy free points, you know? Neither of these teams letting this happen, and it looks like Angels lost all respect for MGG as a good order. Black Death as well. Lord Raven never had any. Spider, don't blame them. I mean, the chat is more entertaining than the game at the moment, as there's only a minute left. The players on Sammy obviously frustrated. Looks like this game's gonna end and they'll still be down 2 points. They might actually be down another 2 points depending on the play of Homer's goal pack here. Now if he loses all of those goals, as a few go down, his team will drop below 90%. You can see here Sammy moving up their melee to cover the area. Some pus going off, explosions, and Sammy's kind of beating themselves up there. When Spider-Wart's dwarf dropped a bomb. I mean, they're all frustrated. The game is still tied. Both teams are gonna be under 90% here. They'll net 8 points apiece, and neither team able to contest each other's flags. That is about the scoring of the game. And that means MGG is still winning with 2 points. Let's go through the stats pretty quickly. Only 11 kills, 9 losses overall for MGG. They are going to hit the 100-point mark for damage, effectively getting 60 more damage, out-damaging Sammy by quite a bit here. A lot of Homer's damage coming from that endgame goal bomb, which the pus set off some satchels along with Spider's dwarf. And honestly, with the way his team was talking trash to him, I don't really blame Spider-Wart for letting his dwarf go, but you know, things happen in Myth. But let's go to the individual MGG stats. We got Homer 5 and 9, 63 damage, leading the game, out damaging the opposing team as well. Elvain 1 and 0, 13 damage. Egg 1 and 0, 5 damage. Fresh and Serious have the same stats, different amount of survivors remaining, but both players with 1 kill, no losses, and 4 damage. Last but not least, Darby Crash coming up with no kills, damage, or losses recorded. Looks like his Stygenes actually moved back to the defense towards the end of the game there. And for Sammy, we have 6 and 11, 41 damage. Black Death leading that team in damage with 23. He's going to have 1 kill, no losses. Angel will go 3 and 2 with 4 damage. Spider-Wart 1 and 6 with 6 damage. Almost able to contest MGG's home flag, but at the last second twitched his goal the wrong way, ending up in a casualty and no contest. Next up, we got Bathtub Jin 1 and 3, 4 damage, and last but not least, Lord Raven 0 kills, 0 losses, and 3 damage. I believe Lord Raven is also known as Noto, which I've uncovered by reading the chat. We can actually check out the graph here. So starting the game, MGG is up in kills and damage, and they hold on to that lead for the entire game. Damage coming close here towards the end. But you'll notice the skyrocket right here, and that's the work of the pus and satchels at play by Homer. The kills never really coming close. And yeah, that's it, folks. That's game 2. Game ends at a tie, 8 points apiece. Adding up the scores between the first game, MGG is leading the match by 2 points. They have 18 points, and Sucks at Myth 2 has 16 points respectively. So we'll be going into game 3. The mesh is Dark Canyon. The next game type is Captures. They'll also be replaying that in game 4, and game 5 is an Allies game. And so far, this is one of the closest matches as a product of the patient style of these two teams. Sammy kind of aware and frustrated what MGG is doing. Playing these first 2 Capture the Flag games very safe and securely. Pretty much frustrating them that they don't have the early lead here. We'll have to see how that plays into the rest of the game. And thank you all for watching and viewing. I hope you have enjoyed this match and cast so far. Albeit these first 2 games are rather slow and dry, you can still respect the patience and ideals of these players. I mean, despite this very slow-paced game without a lot of action going on, you have Homer 2 games in a row going for the satchel bomb. The first game, the pus unable to connect with the satchels. This second game, he's dropping satchels down right at the end, almost able to take Sammy below 80%, which would have gave them a point lead over here, and a 3-point lead overall. So far, he is my player of the game and the match. Can't wait to see what else he will do, and I wonder if he'll continue to captain for MGG, or will he pass the reins over. He's not doing a bad job so far. And as for Sammy, we'll have to see if they can come back from this 2-point deficit. It's still pretty small. They shouldn't be that upset with each other as the way that they're behaving. And you know, this match is still very much in their ballpark. Some solid play could net them the lead in the following game. In fact, even if they had win the next game in a close game, they will have the lead. So we're moving on to game 3, Dark Canyon's Captures, and that's it, folks. GG. Thanks for watching.